Gucci, he announced something really interesting. And I wanted to talk about this because this is the reality of owning a record label. So let's play the video clip.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, I wanted to make this announcement on 10/17 yesterday, but I just seen like my statement, my P&L with all my artists. You know, it's almost like a whole bunch of shakeup and it's a whole shit show in the industry right now. But when I look at my P&L and me being a businessman, I think that I'm gonna have to release almost all my artists except for Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano. This is a decision I didn't want to make. I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I could keep all of them under the contract. But I said, hey, fuck it. Let's just make the unselfish decision and, let them take their talents elsewhere. So today, you know what I'm saying, I already reached out to all of my artists, you know what I'm saying, to their lawyers and whatever, and let them know that they're free to take their talents elsewhere. And I'm still looking for new talent to pair up with, you know what I'm saying, Pooh and Foo. And that's where I'm going to put my focus. And I just wish them the best. And I just want to let everybody know that because, hey, that's where we at.
Interesting take from Gucci Mane. First off, he's dealt with like a lot of artists dying. That's the first thing. Second, a lot of artists getting locked up. So obviously that's going to impact, how you're doing sales and stuff like that, especially when an artist is on a run. Here's the number one issue. He mentioned Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano. Those are the only two artists that I've seen on that label get major hits, especially Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty was on a run. But both these artists were morons in how they were moving. They were toting guns. They were doing all kinds of crazy shit. You can't do that when you're an artist at that point. You got to leave the streets alone. I think Gucci should have handled that a little bit better, kind of oversaw that a lot more. But, of course, you can't, as much as you can try to help somebody in their mind, they do whatever they want to do at the end of the day. He's not babysitting them. They are grown men in their own right. So dropping everybody else makes sense. The P&L shit, when you see that, profit and losses, it screws with you. It messes up your whole thing. And I agree, man. Just starting a label is hard, and then maintaining it and having artists perform. Major record labels don't show you, but they lose on a shit ton of artists, but they win major on whatever artists they win, right? So they probably lose on 100 artists, but that one artist that they win major on makes up for those 100 losses. That's just how the system goes. It's like a gamble. You just, hey, I like this artist. Let's try to push him. Boom, not working. I like her. Let's try to push her. Boom, not working. I like him. Let's push him. Boom, not working. And the fourth one, I like him. Boom, it skyrockets, right? So that's the same thing with Gucci's label. He's probably had like 15 artists by now, at least on the new 10/17. And who are the ones that were major ones? Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano. Those are the only two that I know that were like delivering hits. I know both their hits. So if I know them, then most of the people I'm sure know them. The problem is, though, Foogiano was sentenced to 5 years in prison in 2021, and Pooh Shiesty was sentenced as well. And he's not getting out till January 2026, so Foogiano is probably getting out around the same time as well. So for the next two to 3 years, Gucci's kind of, unless he signs new artists, which he said he's going to do potentially, he's going to have to chill until those artists come out. And will people be actually interested in hearing Foogiano's music and Pooh Shiesty's music at that time? Or will people say, hey, we've heard your music, you pretty much did what you could have to offer, and we move on? Who knows? I don't know, because a lot of artists that have gone away for a while and come back, people don't really rock with. Kevin Gates, I enjoyed his music when he came back, but Kevin Gates never really reached that level that he was at before he got locked up. Isla, the first debut album, Two Phones went like triple platinum. What's the other record? Not the only one that went platinum. Or not the only one, but Two Phones and I got two. What's the other record, man? Really, that went like platinum. So he was on a run. Double platinum, triple platinum. Album went platinum with no features, just like J. Cole. He was on a run, then gets locked up. And that stints it for the next 2 years. It's just like, because you can't do interviews, you're not in public out there. But when he came back, he did pretty decent. He did it. He had a gold album after that, but it wasn't like, it's hard to get that momentum back because you only make, especially in the mainstream eyes, you can only make one first impression. After that, you got to maintain, your stardom, because that one hit gets you in the door. But then the next few hits that you get, make sure you stay in that room when you get through that door. So I don't know. Good luck to him, but that was interesting, man. It was cool of him to do that because it shows you that, even these artists take losses. The one person that's really, really maximized their record label situation is Yo Gotti. Pretty much everybody on his label is winning and doing well. 42 Doug, Moneybagg Yo, Glorilla, Black Youngster at one point, but he hasn't been hot for a minute. Who else? I don't know who else he has on label, but he's right now has the best artist run label right now, I think, in my eyes. I can't really think of any other one. Kendrick Lamar with PG Lang had Baby Keem. He's done well, but that's about it. Drake hasn't really pushed. Drake's probably the most disappointing one because at that level, you should be able to push OVO to like extreme heights. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I always go back to G Unit and how 50 handled that whole situation, because he did it the best way you could possibly do it. And he, built all of them to the point where they could go platinum on their own. So a lot of artists don't have that talent or that ability to do it. But, hey, it is what it is. I'm curious to see what Gucci does moving forward. But, hey, at least he let those artists go and they can do their own thing and, see what happens moving forward.